Good evening. Say good morning. And I hate to talk about this, but we're going to talk about pain, all kinds of pain. And PAIN, what are responsibilities to pain, why we feel pain, the language of feelings. I want to like get into theories of that, like theologians, and pain, as far as whether it's spiritual or physical or emotional. Talk about pain. PAIN. I guess it stands for placebos against instigators and reversal drug assholes. I don't know. Pain, it stands for placebos, antagonist, instigating, um, king nothings, or rather say N stands for nothings. I can think of a better analogy in time. Anyway, pain, all kinds of pain. Basically, we have all types of pain. And the biggest pain people do is to each other when they say, oh, someone's fat or someone doesn't look like so-and-so and they're not good enough. And rather say, you keep saying these things to certain people or anybody, usually anybody. What happens is they get anger turned inward and they don't tell anybody. They don't ask for help. So they refuse to go to somebody to ask for help. And so it may come out in other ways. They may change their whole facade and be mean instead of civil. Pain is unspoken. Some pain is ancient pain. Like Todd Shipgods, as far as type of negative, there's a lyric in there. Exposing tears of ancient pain, of what happens when we're, rather say, kinder, to rather say, up until what we are now. And pain, whether you verbally scorch somebody or when they didn't deserve it because you couldn't get it together or they couldn't get it together. Pain, PAIN. Depression, pain, we talked about that. And has a lot to do with also a situation. Don't forget, situation is not always a chemical infarction. Depressive also can be a chemical infarction due to a situation of, rather say, witnessed by the right side of the frontal cortex. And the left side of the frontal cortex usually solves the problem. I call that England because England solves the problem before it happens. It learns from its mistake. So the right side is America. For frontal cortex, they don't learn from their mistakes. Anyway, I'm here to talk about pain as far as the placebos, antagonists, interrupting. You're going to the Netherlands. As far as pain, that's another analogy I came up with. Netherlands, what they do in the Netherlands is if you would like to cross over without giving consent from a psychiatrist, you're allowed to in the Netherlands. And they try to kill people as many as they can. They want a super race of Euro Disney, of people who always smile. And, they want everyone to rather, chop onions than cry. If you're caught crying and like, especially the way it is in Long Island, against what they call boo-hoo. Now, boo-hoo, they don't want to hear the grieving process. They don't want to hear bereavement process. They just are so against boo-hoo, which means like, okay, dead ant. Are you allowed to cry when someone close to you dies? You have to make a joke out of it, and you cry in the cemetery and liquor store. That's what's happening in Long Island. And I disagree with the politics and everything. I can't. It was a mayor, I believe, that cut off the funding for what do you call it, sensitivity interest. And Now, this in Long Island is like meeting the same schmuck, and women seem to be long-haired, you know, rather say gangsters or gang members. Freaky chicks with long hair are gang members, and the men are just like instigating, glutamate, and even the women are beta glutamate. So let's talk more about pain now. Motley tricks. I have to do a Motley trick sometimes to get rid of my pain. What else could be pain? We have a spiritual pain. In fact, are we going to heaven? Are we going to hell? Or is there rather say a purgatory? Does this purgatory really exist? And some say, like, well, I believe that, rather say, if you treat others the way you want to be treated, when you cross over, it'll be bearable. Hopefully more than fine. More than fine. And we rather say age like a Zinfandel or that of a crackling white wine. And I have to say about that. And pain, we already spoke about what happens in pain when people turn inwards, even though they try not to show it. That rather say they're being outcasted, like the ending of Carrie, but she had no idea what was going on. Oh, America is the ending of Carrie for anybody. It really is, like, rather say, a fascist institute, what I call America, and it has nothing to do with a placemat story anymore, as far as Happily Ever After or a Dwayne Reed coloring book. There's no such thing as Happily Ever After. You do have a lot of options, more than you think, man. I don't want to demonstrate this. I'm not going to demonstrate it, but I'm too afraid I might get in trouble. But this is all renegade EMs or EMTs or police officers. I'm not going to demonstrate it, but I'll show you this trick. You take a cloth around your two jugular ventricles, and usually above your thyroid, and you tie it as tight as you can, and until the brain thinks that it's trapped under ice, and it's getting high because it thinks it's crossing over. And once you feel, rather say, that feeling, or rather say, like, you feel like you're in a flatline, you take it off real quick. And what that does is puts your pain in reversal. If you double knot it, you are the dumbest person alive, because you'll be the dumbest person dead. Do not double knot it. You don't have to make it knot. You just have to make it fold over. And you adjust the restriction that you want. Like, I shouldn't tell you this, but rather say I want people to survive, and especially this depression and going through mass depression. That's why I'm having this conversation. I know I would like to survive, so I do a reversal trick with, rather say, I call it yowing just as a joke. It's a vesicle trick. And let's see, more about pain. We bang our shins against a coffee table, like, of course it's going to hurt. And people are like, oh, take the pain, take the pain. Well, you are taking the pain even if you're not taking the pain. So either way, you're taking the pain, How do you know? How many people have tattoos that are, rather say, faded in, and that's painful. You're a lot stronger than you think. I mean, pain is just, and fear is, I heard this from a motivational speaker, fear is a false evidence against reality, but I think pain is like a placebo antagonist interrupted of the Netherlands. We'll leave it at that. Okay, and off like a prom dress, and thank you for watching.